Yeah. Every time. You know what, bro? I think it's just the way that this is set up. The way that this is set up, you just gotta go.
You just gotta go.
Yeah. What are you guys doing after this, though?
Get some food, dude.
I don't know.
What are we thinking, dude? Should I stick to my diet tonight or should I get some food? Because
Well, you didn't have any food with us.
No, dude.
No food for you.
Dude, but I don't want wings anyways, dude.
Nah, yeah.
So you
wings are
guys
kinda
got
gross.
wings. So you know where I love my wings from, which I want to take you guys to? We've never been to San Diego together, but there's a place out there connected to Petco Park called Bubs. Dude, they have these
Bubs?
wings, Bubs. They got wings there, bro. Like the bone in, like everything, bro.
What makes
So
a good wing?
Tender chicken and a good saucer. I honestly do. I like my dry rub wings. You guys ever get those? Those are good.
The dried rub buns?
Dry rub. The
So
dry
it's
rub.
not like saucy?
No sauce. It's literally just like a shit ton of seasoning kind of
It
deal.
depends. Bro, I don't know.
Because at that place, Buzz, bro, they have a really good bourbon brown sugar. Dude, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean, eh?
Well, I
Too
just
sweet?
don't like.
I don't like
yeah,
sweet and
dude.
hot.
Sweet and savory. Like, I just don't
Yeah.
like sweet and savory,
Dude,
bro.
they're so good.
I don't know.
It's
You're probably like,
You guys are like Buffalo guys, huh?
nah, bro, I'd rather do Wingstop.
I'd rather do.
I mean Buffalo like sauce.
Oh.
Nah, bro, I'd rather do Wingstop.
I thought you were too lazy to say the whole thing, so I was like, nah, I'd do Wingstop.
BWW.
That's funny.
Yeah, you don't want to be dyslexic and try to Google
So
that.
wait, do you have buffalo wings or not?
Yes, fuck. I'm pretty sure you gotta differentiate that. We like saucy wings. We like saucy wings.
I think that's what makes a good wing.
Saucy.
Yeah.
And it has to be like little like thick
So-
sauce, not like liquidy sauce.
So should I cheat on my diet tonight or not?
no,
Okay.
Ultimately, yes.
tomorrow.
Why tomorrow?
What's
I fucking work tomorrow,
Just
bro.
because.
Well,
I work
I
tomorrow.
mean,
It's no fun on
ultimately,
a night at work.
tomorrow after work, like a nice In-N-Out burger.
Well,
Hey.
speaking of tomorrow, it's gonna be Happy Mother's Day too. So are you guys gonna do anything by any chance?
I'm gonna go see my mom
Me too.
and
Yeah.
take her flowers.
I'm
of
gonna
course.
try to, but usually my mother is busy during the day and I'll be working at night.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we were actually talking about it. That
Mhm.
usually go see her on like Sunday.
yeah,
right?
so I'll be able to go see her Sunday for sure because I'll be able to get my two brothers to be able to go down there too,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be able to see her and barbecue for her or do whatever. So,
Yeah, mothers are goated.
yeah,
oh dude, yeah.
Mothers are
definitely.
your best friend.
Oh yeah.
I feel like moving now has definitely strengthened my relationship with her.
Oh yeah.
There's like less, obviously, like less bickering and less disagreeing on stuff. And I feel like she views me as like in a different, like, she views me so differently and much more mature that I feel more respected from her.
Yeah.
Which in turns, like, I respect her even more because of that.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you grow up, it's just like you get to see him more as people.
Oh yeah,
know,
tell
and-
them the elevator story.
Oh, the elevator story. Yeah,
I like
sure.
that
I was
story.
about to go something way more deep than the elevator story, but yeah,
Who got
no, that one's
who got
good.
stuck in an elevator, bro?
Yeah, with the mom. Nah. So I was, I was getting off work, and I have to take the elevator up the parking structure when I get off, right? So I'm walking to the elevator, and I see a mom with her two boys, right? And these boys are like maybe like 8 or 9 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and they're bickering amongst each other, right? Like the boys, they're just like fighting. I'm pretty sure like they're wearing soccer uniforms, so I'm pretty sure they just got off a game or something. And where I work, it's like a mall, right? So it's a pretty like a family setting. They were all rowdy already. So we're getting into the elevator, right? And the mom gets in and I get in, and she's calling them over, and she's like, boys, like, get on, you know? And they're like still talking amongst each other, still like not listening to her at all, like just ignoring her. And the elevators are about to close, and she's like, okay, well, we're on level 5. Make sure you go up. And then the elevator closes, and she turns to me and she's like, they're at the age where they're just too cool for mom, you know? And I start laughing, you know, because I totally get it. I definitely felt that at one point. I was like, oh, no, mom, like, get away, you know?
Yeah.
Or like, oh, no, mom, like, you're bothering me or something like that. But I was like, oh, no. I was like, don't worry. I was like, that goes away. I was like, I can't have a day without like talking to my mom or like texting my mom or something like that, you know? And she's like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, 100%. I was like, 100%. I was like, as soon as they get older, I was like, as soon as they hit 18 and they start like missing you, oh, they're gonna miss you for forever, for the rest of your life. She's like, oh my god, oh my god. Hopefully that comes sooner than later, And I'm like, 100% it will. And then we get up right to our floor. We walk out. She's like, oh well, thank you so much. You have a great day. I was like, oh, thank you too. And that felt
made her so happy.
Yeah, dude, because she was like a younger mom. So I don't know what, like that is like, but my mom was a younger mom too.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet like that's even more of a struggle, in itself.
I fucking struggle right now having a kid and we're like so blessed, Oh,
dude.
Imagine back then. Yeah. Do you think it's a culture thing? Like, because there's a lot of like family aspect and there's like a lot of like individuality. And I feel like the people who are more individuality aspects tend to not be that, what I've seen close to like their parents.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's weird because it's like there's those people that are so like on their own and like moved out really early and kind of like did that stuff, but yet like their relationship with their parents is still like very like tight. Like it's not like. It's more of like a friend relationship though. Like, you guys have those friends where it's like, I feel like they like moved out really quickly or they were always able to do more, like their parents had more leeway with them, and it's like now that they moved out and whatever, it's like they're like living in like across the country now, but it's like they're still like friends with their parents, and they're still close to them in that way. And it doesn't seem like there's like that kind of like
best friend.
Yeah. But it's like, it's not like such a like burden to be away,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess
that makes
away
sense.
from like your parent, right? It's like you're away from a friend.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And
Kinda
so it's
deal.
like
yeah.
It's like that stuff is so weird, and I can't.
Dude, so okay. So when last year when we were at my girl's brother's baby shower, they have there's like a family friend and then the kid was going away to college his first year. And then he just started talking to us like advice and stuff because my girl and I were like, we only had one semester left. And then he just started saying like about him moving out and everything. And what my girl can relate because she's at home. So they mainly started talking to me. And the mom told him like, oh, I want you to be texting me every day. And the kid's like, what? No, like that's so weird. Like, how am I going to be texting my mom? I can't be doing that. I'm going to be with my friends. I'm going to be in college, blah, blah. Just the whole like 18-year-old mindset of just leaving. And I was like literally telling him, like, dude, there isn't a day that doesn't go by that I don't talk to my mom. Yeah, and I'm like, and I already have my own place. I moved out. I'm about to graduate. And there isn't a day that doesn't go by where I don't talk to my mom or just send her the most like randomest shit ever.
Dude, yeah, like even on the way over. So on the way over, I was driving through Santa Ana and I passed by a park on Segerstrom. I didn't even know that I passed by it, but it was a park that I remember that my mom would take us to. We would stop and get burgers, and we would go sit on these little rocks. And we would sit there. We'd feed little pan to the fucking the ducks, dude. And we would sit there, and I called her. And I know, too, but it's funny, but I called her, and it's like, hey, mom, like I was just passing by the park over here on Segerstrom. She's like, oh yeah, that's like this and this park. She's like, oh, that's kind of cute. And I just like called her, just like it reminded me of her, And it's like I wanted to talk to her and see how she was doing. And it's like I've already talked to her like twice a day. Like I called her twice already today, but it's like. Every single day, it's like so many times throughout, multiple times a day. I still want to talk to her.
So, would you get offended if someone told you that you're a mama's boy?
Oh no,
right? Okay,
because I am for sure. 100% I am.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
that's a big facts.
Because like I mean, even like my vacations that I'll take with my family, it's like the one thing that they want to keep is our Hawaii vacation, and I'm never gonna like have a vacation that is gonna mean more to me than like that. It's like that's always gonna be the one that she loves to get the family pictures of them, and I'm always gonna get all of those. I'm always gonna pay for whatever I can or get everything that I can now to
the
like
beach ones.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna do whatever I can now to always get those.
Shirts. Yeah, dude.
So
I swear, I've seen like so many of those.
I've seen those too, bro. Yeah.
And dude, there's a whole evolution of Drew's hair.
If you guys,
each year it's a different hair, bro.
If you guys go to my house, dude, they have all 18 years or whatever it's been, dude, on the wall, dude.
That's That's
all
Dude,
one.
that's
They
cool
just-
as fuck.
It's so
Yeah.
cool, but it's like when we were younger, we used to hate when we'd get in and we'd have to stop and get those shirts.
Right.
It's like, it was like we don't need to
Like,
stop. Bro. It's like we don't want to stop. You know, we just want to get to the hotel. It's like why,
Yeah.
you know? But it's like now it's like,
Now you
oh, we're gonna go stop at the
Yeah.
store. You know, we're gonna go look for a
You're
shirt.
checking out, picking out the shirts.
Like, what do you want to do, ma? Like, what are you gonna wear? This? You know, it's like
Yeah.
we're
It's
into it
so
now. You
sick,
know, so it's
yeah.
like it's different, and it's like you gotta appreciate it while you're there. You know,
100%.
100%.
I mean, I get it, like why a child might be distant from their parents if they had a negative relationship with them. But if your parent sacrificed so much for you and you're still being negative towards them or being an asshole towards them, like you need to like check yourself up on that,
like
you know?
you
'Cause
are the problem.
not only that, because I truly do believe that if you don't have a good relationship or a solid foundation with your parents, that's going to deteriorate other further relationships outside of that, whether it be with friends, mentors, relationships. Because I know, like, it is true where this person has daddy issues, this person has mommy issues. It's so fucking true, you know, down to the core, because they're the ones that teach you everything at the beginning of, you know, your development. And if that's already fucking, you know, shitty, you know, so I'm like, hey, I'm glad I'm a mama's boy. That means I'm good with people
Yeah,
too, you
dude.
know, my relationship circle, like,
yeah.
in my opinion.
If you got a good parent in your life, it's like you have to like appreciate that as much as you can, you know, because not everybody does, you know, and so you got to give them as much love and as much, even like when you move out, you know, it's like it hits you harder, like so much harder, just not knowing that, you know what, you're not gonna see them every day.
I
You
know.
It's like that's hard, bro, and it's like I know that even if it's hard on me, it's like can't imagine how much harder it's on her, you know. Or it's like on my
yeah.
dad too. It's like I know it hurts my dad too, you know. It's like it's rough on both of them, so it's like you gotta appreciate it like while you're there, but still find like how to be there as much as you can, you know.
Yeah.
And that's like the hard part sometimes.
Yeah, trying
you
to
know?
find time for like that should be so easy, you know.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
think it's so easy, you know, but it's
like
not.
like I'll spend this time, you know, like with
Yeah.
my mom or something. It's like, but dude,
And then it just sucks when you go over and you're just there chilling, talking, and next thing you know, already like 2-3 hours have gone by, and you're like,
you gotta
fuck,
go home, and then you gotta go home.
You gotta
bro.
do it,
Yeah.
yeah.
As soon as
Oh,
you get
that
back in your
sucks.
car, it's like boom. It's like now you're back in your life. You know, it's like what you gonna do
dude,
now.
it feels
Yeah,
like
dude,
that, like
yeah.
like a
Dude,
subtle, like,
That's why
you know?
That's the only reason I was like, oh man, I was like, I gotta go like with my mom. You know, it's like as soon as you get back in that car, it's like
you need a break, you know.
yeah, fuck.
it's cool though. You know, it's like that's what either like family or you know the parent kind of situation is supposed to do. You know, it's like kind of give you a break, make you feel safe, kind of. You know,
Yeah, shout out to moms. Like,
Yeah.
happy Mother's Day, honestly.
Happy Mother's Day to all
Happy
moms.
Tomorrow's
Mother's
a Hispanic one, May
Uh-huh.
10th, you know? So happy Mother's Day, everyone. Get
Yes,
your
the
mom
Michael.
flowers. But not only that, like, also appreciate them when it's not Mother's Day. Appreciate them not when it's just their birthday, not when it's just Christmas or whatever you celebrate. Like, literally, any random given point, appreciate them, whether it be your mom, father. You know, it does go a long, long way for them. It generally does. Because one day, you're going to be in that shoes, and you're going to want that from your kid, you know? And you're going to understand your parent. And by the time you finally understand your parent, it might be too late. You know, and you don't want to get to that point. It's going to hit you really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to mothers. Happy Mother's Day.
yeah, happy Father's Day. We'll do that too when we get to Father's Day.
Yes.
I don't have a dad.
Me neither, but we're gonna do it for Drew.
Yeah, Drew.
You know what? I got a great
Drew's
dad. I
father?
got a great dad in my life, so you know
We can
He's
just
we
share
can
it,
we can
yeah.
come to my
We can
place
just
and we'll
share it.
barbecue, boys.
Yeah,
We'll barbecue and we'll have a great day.
When I first saw your dad, I was like,
No
he's
way.
your dad?
No way. Yeah,
I was like,
no,
that.
dude.
I'm like, the math is not math thing.
Dude, my dad is like, it's like I got so lucky with my parents, like genuinely, because they've never done anything to me for me to like ever look at them in an ill way. You know, it's like
Yeah.
all I've gotten from them is like positivity and like support, you know, my entire life. And
Yeah.
like that's hard to come by. You know, it's like that's unheard of, you know. And so me and my brothers is like, I got two brothers too, you know, they never three of us. And it's like, it's literally just been like when you hear like of unconditional love, like that's kind of what my parents are giving
Yeah,
us, you
true,
know. So it's kind of, I'm blessed with it, and I gotta. That's why it's like so hard for me to
Yeah.
like when I think about like leaving and then moving out and stuff like that. It's like that's when I go back to think on it. It's like fuck, dude. It's like, do I really need to? You know,
Yeah.
it's like, it's hard because I know that in their heads, like they just want to do everything to like make us like get us to the next level. You know, they say, but
Mhm.
it's like
Yeah.
what's after that? You know, it's like it makes me feel like I'm leaving them, like just them two. You know, it's like I know they're fine. You know, I know they're like great off. You know, but it's like losing their sense of like moving out, that kind of thing. Like, it's sad. You know, and
having
like,
3 boys too. It's just like that's a whole journey in itself.
dude, having a family of 5 is wild.
Yeah,
it was.
Is there a favorite in your household? Like, because there's 3 boys, right? Okay, so personally,
I would say the
right.
younger one.
So like, yeah, because I was gonna say like in my family, right? There's my 2 sisters and myself, right? I have no oldest. I don't want to say I'm the favorite, but you know, like in the Mexican household, the guys usually, you know, easy favorite.
Yeah.
You know, el favorito.
So we have 3 guys in the family though, so it's like
that's why I asked. I was like, is there a favorite? Do you think you're the favorite? My opinion.
In my head, yes, because I feel like I give least amount of headache, you know. And so it's like,
yes,
I'm the least one they have to stress about. So I'm the
the
favorite.
Easy going.
But at the same time, it's like they'll never say that one of us is the favorite, you know. But I'll see.
Would you? Like, think about it. If you have 3 boys, would you say which one?
Yes,
you know you're gonna hurt the other one's feeling or traumatize him.
If one of them was my favorite, one of them was my favorite. If it was true,
really,
you know,
I would not. No,
growing up, if you were say 14 and your dad said your older brother is his favorite, you don't think you would remember it for right now?
Drew is gonna have
the so bro. Funny, that's dude. So bullshit.
Yeah.
You know you fucking would.
He's gonna have the urge. I'm gonna be his favorite, and he's gonna get way more big than he is now. Way more swole.
What are you trying to say?
No. See, it's funny because it's like
that's funny.
It's like, you're right. It's like, if my dad told me that, bro, I'd be like, really?
We're like, hey, what the fuck?
Yeah, come on.
Why are you roasting?
I know. But then it's like, I feel like if he actually told us that now and like meant it, I think it'd be funny. You know, it's like, especially now just being at our age, you know, and he like told us like, you know what, you actually are my favorite. You know, it's like, that would be funny. As a younger kid, I don't know, bro.
You were the favorite.
I know, bro.
He'd be like, yeah, well, your mom's my favorite too.
I know, bro. So he always tells us that like, you're my favorite son, but he says it to each individual person.
Yeah.
You know, so.
That's so funny.
Love parents.
So outside of Mexican Mother's Day being tomorrow, how's everybody else's last couple weeks been or everything? I know Alex just had an anniversary that just passed.
Really good.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Made a year with my girl.
Yeah.
We went to surprise her last minute with Disneyland. Hookups from a homie. Shout out to X and his girl.
Didn't even take us, bro.
What's his real name?
Didn't even take
Andre
us.
and his
There
girl.
you go. I was like, no,
I
he
know
just shout him out his ex. Andre. Ooh.
That was just the fuck. No, but it was fun. Disneyland's always a good time. There's too many people in my opinion all the time. It's funny because, all right, so his girl, I asked her, I'm like, why is it so fucking packed? Like, it's Monday. And she's like, well, everyone thinks it's going to be empty, so they all come today. And I look at my girl, I'm like, so we're the same dumbasses today coming.
Bro, yeah.
Bro, packed, bro. Like, you can't
Every
even.
day is going to be packed.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
But then she also
right
said
now.
it was because of May the 4th. Like, May the 4th be with you and all that. So, okay, I kind of get that, you know? Well, fucking packed, bro. And that's what just, I can't. I guess it's so fucking frustrated. Like,
crowds, yeah.
The lines, the crowd, I hear kids. But the scary thing is, bro, it's like, so when there was like the parade going on, like my girl and I are trying to get out of the parade to go on the rides, right? And we're just walking, and a whole bunch of people are coming towards us, and we're walking like opposite to them. And then I just see this mom like on the right of us, like just bawling. And then I see at that exact moment, Disney worker comes up and like, oh, like what's wrong? And she starts saying, I can't find my daughter, she's lost. And I like. For me, like, my heart sunk. I was like, dude, I could not fucking imagine that right now. Especially right now when everybody's walking one direction. So
yes, I think there's there's worse places to lose your kid than Disneyland. You know? It's like...
yeah.
I
don't know.
It's really hard to...
There is.
It's really hard to take a little kid out of Disneyland.
But it's still, like, just anxiety, you know?
100%.
Like, I fucking panic when I can't find my
100%.
phone sometimes,
I think that kid was fine, though. You know, I think that kid was fine being in Disneyland.
Did you stay? They find the girl? Or kid?
I don't know. I did tell my girl, like, keep an eye out.
So you really weren't that...
He wasn't that concerned
probably
about
you would
it.
have helped her look.
He's like, that's crazy.
No, because then I started thinking to myself, like, what would I tell my kid? Right? And I would just tell my kid to go find a bathroom and stay by it.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. But you are right. You do have a point. Like, there's worse places, you know?
Yes.
I one time got lost at a 99-cent store. Dude, my mom, oh my God. Like, I saw how that mom was reacting, crying.
Dude,
so
yeah, your mom was
worried.
pissed.
My mom was fucking ready to beat my ass, bro. She came in. It's because they announced it over the fucking microphone. So my mom came in like red, embarrassed. She just dragged me. You know, it's the funniest shit ever.
Where were you? Where were you hiding?
So I was at like the ice cream section.
Of course, dude.
He's like in the freezer.
The ice cream section was like in the back corner, and I left her where she was looking at like gift wrapping, like you know, so it's like complete polar opposites of it.
He thought it was a worker that helped him was the security. 'Cause he was eating all the ice cream. He's like, yeah, here's your son. You owe us $31 in merchandise.
Do you remember any like bad thing that you did as a kid that maybe got you in trouble or anything?
Not that I want to say it out loud.
Why? No, mine.
It's like, not that I want
Mine.
to
I remember one
confess
time
right now.
I dinged on ditch and like I got like caught.
I did done that before. But I did the gun.
Yeah,
I wasn't
you know,
that
like
fast.
the regular schmegular, you know, like
Regular
I called
schmegular.
pizza places.
Yeah.
ordered a
Mine
bunch
never
of
did
pizzas
that.
to my neighbor.
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
That's such a
dude.
waste, bro. That's such a waste of fucking food.
I was young.
That was funny.
That was the first. I had like one of
I
those
never
flip
did that,
bombs
brother.
out.
I
but-
It was only 2 pizzas.
Oh my
I was
God.
hungry. I was kind of hoping the guy would give it to me.
Yeah.
Oh
But
my
no,
God.
but dude, yeah,
Jackass.
I also got lost in one of the stores because what my mom would do, right? She would take my sister and I out, and she would let us like look at kind of like the toy section, right, like in Target, and she would go shop herself. And one of those times, right, she was like, "Okay, well, if you guys need me, I'm gonna be in this aisle." Right? It was like the makeup aisle, we'll say, and we were by the toys. And we were walking past it, right? And she's like, okay, just stay here, right? Stay here. And it was my sister and I, right? Dude, and same thing, bro. We started looking around the toys out, and all of a sudden, bro, we couldn't see the toys anymore, dude. We couldn't see the bro. We couldn't see anywhere that we were, like, just past. And I was like, what? And as a kid, bro, Target can be kind of confusing. Everything looks the same. You know, it's like if you don't know which way you're going, especially if you don't know English. Yeah. You know, it's like imagine the position that I was in. You know, it's like, bro, I got my little sister with me.
You should have started with that being
I
in the bad
don't
position.
know that was a twist. That was a twist in the story. And I don't know English, right? And I'm like, yo, like what's going on? And same thing, bro, like a worker like helps us out. I'm trying to speak Spanish to the worker, bro. Somebody else eventually comes and helps us. I call it over the speaker, right? And it's in English, right? And she's like, the worker's like, oh, wait, I'm sorry. And then she says it in Spanish. Dude, I'm like, no. Dude, yeah. So
She's like, I'm never getting out of here.
My mom was pissed, dude.
From
She
that
was
day,
so
Brian
mad.
learned English.
Yeah, I was like, oh, sorry.
Got it.
His only motivation on why he learned English.
Getting lost in Target, dude.
To not get lost in Target.
Now he
Oh,
speaks
that's
it very
funny.
well.
Yeah, not again. Never again.
Very fluent. Enough for being on a podcast. That's funny.
Crazy.
Okay.
Oh, Drew's getting hungry. That's right. He was talking about whether he was gonna cheat on his diet.
Oh, dude,
Right?
Yeah. I want
Did you
In-N-Out.
decide? Yeah, you decided.
No, dude. I see. I've already had In-N-Out twice this weekend, so I don't think I should.
Bro, so I'll give you a card that says 2-for-1 special, and the third one doesn't count.
No,
Well,
but
yeah,
yeah.
well,
what?
speaking of like eating and diet and everything,
Uh-huh.
right? Like in your opinion, do you think you're gonna stay like this forever, your whole life? As in 6 meals a day, 5 meals a day, calorie counting, or like intuitive thinking? Like you think about everything that you're gonna eat.
I think I will, like, food will be always like, not necessarily like getting the 6 meals in or this and that,
Mhm.
but I will for sure have like a certain goal of like whatever the body should be either feeling or like looking like. As like right now, like I go for like the look and like the feel, you know, as like a combination. But then if I'm older and I'm not really like working out anymore or doing something like that, then I might be like, you know what, I just need to, like, for health reasons, I need to be eating less of this or this kind of that. So I'll be like health conscious and still be eating like that kind of diet, you know?
Because I have such a different like view on food now. Like Brian and I, when we go out grocery shopping, we spend a fuck ton of money on it, like a lot. Like, dude, okay,
Don't even
bro.
say it.
And the thing is, like, I don't feel bad about it. You know, like if I buy some fucking like for example, like this, like a Gymshark shirt,
Yeah.
I generally do feel a little guilt. Like I always, even though I got it on special and like everything, like I still feel guilt. But when it's food, bro, it's like doesn't like register in my head that it's all, even when I get gas, I'm like, fuck, I gotta get gas again. Like, fuck, I gotta do this, you know? Well, I don't even do that with rent, for example, because I love living here.
Yeah.
But like when it's like just like miscellaneous things like that, like I feel so guilty spending the money on it. But when it comes to food, it like doesn't cross my mind. And I'm wondering if everyone else is like that or they see it like a burden as well. Because I feel like people do tend to see it as a burden. And I feel like that could kind of cause a bad relationship with food.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah. It's like, I will say, like, dude, it's crazy because I'll go grocery shopping like probably every 2-3 days.
Yeah.
You know? And I get a lot of food. I'll get
I
like,
know that.
you know, I probably eat like 4 pounds of meat a day type of deal, you know? So it's like, that's already a lot of money just in daily stuff.
Really? 4 pounds? I don't think you eat 4 pounds of meat a day.
No. Well, it's like each meal's like 7 ounces. And I'll have probably 5 meals of that. So 7 ounces. Yeah, it's not quite, but it's probably like maybe 3.
It is more than the average for sure.
It's, dude. Well, it's like, see, that's why I have like, I try and eat stuff that's like easily like digestible. Or, you know, something that's not gonna like be so much like hammering on my digestive system.
Protein, yeah, it could be so tough on it.
Oh yeah. But that's why I say I'll do my stuff like by like drinking water, you know, or doing like my fiber shakes at night, or just trying to be like as like health conscious as possible. So, which is like getting back to like your original questions, like why like I do a lot of stuff now for like health reasons, but then I still do everything else for like
aesthetic
to look a certain way.
Not even that, but just also performance.
Yeah,
right. Performance in gym. Because you could tell if you don't like if your like food has been shitty or not even 100%. Enough. Like your strength goes completely down.
Yeah.
And I feel like people don't really realize. I mean, not everyone goes to the gym and based off of their performance off of food, but like performance on every other aspect of their daily life. Like what about work, or what about when doing laundry? Like I know people don't think of that. And I always hear people like, oh, why do I feel so tired? I slept well, or I'm sleeping fine, everything's good. But I'm like, but how's your food? Like you're not eating it. And usually those people tend to be like, not in the weight range. They could either be very severely overweight or even underweight. I've noticed where people like are not performing where like in their own aspect they should be. And to me, it's like the answer has always like kind of been food, you know? Yeah. Like especially getting more into like the whole bodybuilding aspect and watching it and learning from it. It's like, damn, like food does really revolve around everything, you know?
Yeah, dude, that's a very big key, because even when I wasn't like big into like working out per se, right? Or like trying to get big, right? I wasn't eating. I was never like a really big like eater, right? So even when I did work like those long shifts, I would eat after the fact.
Yeah.
Right? And I would feel a lot better, you know? I was all drained and tired from work, right? But dude, like as soon as I learned about like meal intake, right? Or like getting the correct like nutrition, right? Whether it was before or after working out, right? Dude, even my work days got better, dude. As soon as I knew that I was gonna have like a long day at work, bro, I had maybe like a sandwich and some French fries carved up for before work, bro, and I was boom, bro. I was chilling.
Do you think that's something that should be taught in schools?
Nutrition?
You know? Yeah, I mean nutrition for like, or essential nutrition for like daily tasks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like obviously like learning like about like credit and money and all that, right? Like not even school, but something. Okay, everyone knows, the majority of people know how to drive. The majority of people know how to open bank accounts. So should the majority of people know how to revolve food around their performance for daily tasks?
Yes, but I think that's stuff that can be taught in like a nutrition class, you know?
Yeah, because those are all, the things that you mentioned are all, again, a lot of people have them, but those are also choices that people make. Like some people choose not to have licenses. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like majority, not like everybody. Okay, like here's my thing. Watch, right? Like for example, there's like charts out there, right? For like based off of your weight and based off of your height and your age and your gender. If you're 5'9", you know, you're 17 and you're a male, your daily maintenance is like say 2,500 calories, right? Like that alone, like to maintain that weight, you need to be eating 2,500 calories. And some people don't even get close to that and do so much. Like you said, like go to school, you know, go to practice and then eat after. Like that's going to hinder so fucking much, you know? And that's what I mean, where people should know about that. Because yes, you're right. Not everybody, people would choose not to have a license and everything. But if you want to die, you can't choose not to eat.
Yes.
You know?
So I genuinely think that they can have so if you need something like that, if you want to have like the extra like knowledge on getting like meal timing or like what based on my energy expenditure, like I should be eating, that type of thing. There should be an advanced class for that, but I don't think that's necessary for everybody to learn. It's like, because here's why, because food is such a, you're saying how food is so like important with everything.
Yeah.
It's so important, but just so simple that if you need to lose weight, all you need to do is eat less. Okay. If you're losing weight too fast, eat a little bit more. Okay, you need to like just have this kind of like experiment with yourself and like go through these different trials and figure out what your body is used to, or what like works well with your body, and like what amount of food is you need to be eating for certain things. You know, it's like, yes, you can have this meal time, and yes, you can have like these certain different foods you're eating, but if you just eat less food, you will lose weight. You know, if you eat a little bit more than that, you'll maintain your weight, and if you eat a little bit more than that, you'll gain weight. You know, and if you can make it that simple of having that relationship with food, of knowing that, you don't even need to have like an exercise regimen, you know, because you will lose the weight just by changing diet.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, because we're talking about it in like a bodybuilding standpoint, you know, of trying to get bigger, like muscular wise and this and that. It's like, yes, if that's the case and that's what we're talking about, then yes, you should be doing this meal timing and your macros should be a certain thing, you know, type of deal. But if you're to talk about the average person, it's like genuinely all they need is like that relationship with food and the knowledge on that.
It's because the thing is also like, so the reason why I bring that up too is like today. So there's a bodybuilding podcast that you showed me, Real Bodybuilding Podcast.
Shout out, sponsor us.
Yeah, Fuad Hostile. So there's one of the bodybuilders. This was like a year ago episode though. One of the athletes who was with them, I think, or just joins on them, Ian, right? He was saying how he was like a week and a half away from like his show. So he's eating like at his lowest, and he was saying that he only eats like, I think it was like 150 carbs, or like 200 carbs or something like that. He was eating like an absurd number of carbs, right? And then the main host who had asked him like, oh, like people always see bodybuilders as like, well, you're supposed to be losing weight. How are you still eating so many carbs? And then Ian was like, well, I fucking weigh like 280 pounds of like lean muscle. Like, you know, 300 carbs to me is 0 carbs to you, you know? So, because his body like burns it up so quick. And a lot of people, I don't think the average person, based off of that question in my head, I don't think the average person knows how much they're burning throughout the day by doing the most simplest task. You just breathing right now, you're burning calories, you know? That's why I think that is such an essential thing that people should know, as much as like, you know, you're supposed to drink water, you know, you're supposed to eat food, you know, gas goes in a car, you know, like simple stuff like that. That's why I feel like food should be such an important thing that should be probably even taught at a young age. Because then I feel like people will have a better relationship with food, and maybe not a lot of people might not be struggling with like, you know, health crisis and all that too. Because I feel like
we're talking about the same thing here, you know?
But like, hold on. What were you taught in kindergarten, bro? Like, because I was taught pears, good. Pizza, bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, what more do you really need, like, to be, like, in advance? Like, people just need to make better choices. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think
like,
it's just that, though?
Bro, yeah. Cause
I don't think so. I think it's because they're not knowledgeable. Growing up, when I was overweight, I thought I had to eat, like, one meal a day. That's what I thought, you know? But then learning more and more about it, like, to not actually starve yourself, like the whole yo-yo dieting stuff, I had no idea about that, you know? And it affects everyone. Yeah. And until I started changing my diet regimen and I was actually eating more than I thought I should have, I would feel guilty about it. I'm like, dude, I'm no way I'm going to fucking lose weight. But then, like, you know, like 6-8 months later, I'm like down like 30 pounds. So I'm like, but I had to go and discover that and learn that to better myself.
Yeah. How old were you?
19.
So it's like, I get what you're saying, and I get all of this stuff that we're trying to get at here. But going back to my original like fact, bro, when you talk, because I lost I went from 235 to 142 is my lowest.
Do the
That's,
math.
that's
Okay,
insane.
so that's almost like 97 pounds, something like that,
Yeah,
right?
mine was 230 to 170.
So, dude, in this time, I had one meal a day. I intermittent fasted. I ate no carbs. I ate.
How big was your meal?
It depended, because you know why? Just hold on,
Mm-hmm.
because I did all these different things, right? But above all, I counted my calories. Okay, when you're losing weight, when you're trying to do anything with your body, gain weight, sustain your weight, lose weight, it's gonna matter about calories in versus calories out.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the only thing that matters. You can be eating pizza. You can be eating canes. I was fitting canes into my diet every single week, you know, and it's like,
Cane sponsor.
yeah, dude, no, but it's like I would do this stuff. So I even have a burger, a meal that I would get from In-N-Out that had like no spread. It had like
Yeah.
one patty, like it fit into the diet, so I would eat it, you know, and I lost weight every single day. I was still losing weight.
So
you
what
know?
would you call it? Calorie conscience
It's
about it? You
no,
know?
but what I'm talking about, how if you can learn about food and how what matters is the calories in versus calories out, and if you need to, like, what that means is that you need to be eating a certain amount of calories to be losing weight. If you know that, then all else doesn't really matter, you know, for the average person.
Yes.
You know,
for the average.
average person, if
Uh-huh.
you're just trying to be health conscious, you know, it's like, obviously, yes, you're gonna want to eat stuff with less sugar. You're gonna want to eat stuff with less fat. Like, you don't want the saturated fat, like this and that, you know. But if you're trying to like lose the weight, gain the weight, whatever, it's like the only thing that matters is calories in versus calories out. You
Yeah.
know, it's like nothing else really matters. And that's what I just mean by like simplifying that, you know, because nobody knows that. When you talk to
That's like, okay.
when you
then
talk to everybody about like, how do I lose weight, or how, like, I have so many people ask like, oh, how do I lose
Yeah.
weight, how do I do this, and it's like, count your calories. That's all I say. And just start by
Really?
counting your calories, because it's like people want to know like, oh, do I need to eat this shake or have this kind of fruit or, you know, have this, because like I had all those questions too at one point.
Yeah.
You know, but,
exactly. Yeah.
But it's like,
That's what I'm saying. Like helping the average person have those answers
yeah.
already answered.
But I
for it.
tell them,
Have
but
those
I'll
questions
tell
answered.
them it's like, eat better. Whatever you think that is, you know, if that means you eat more salads, or if you eat a couple meals of chicken or whatever, you know, that kind of thing, just eat better. Have those kind of meals. I guarantee you your calories are going to go down, you know. And when you're doing this, count like what's in your foods. You know, try and count like exactly how many calories your body is eating each day, and get like a number for that, and try and average that out each day. You know, if you're losing weight, stick with that number. You know, you will lose the weight. You know, if you're losing it too fast, maybe that's a little unhealthy, you know, add a little bit, you know, kind of thing. But it's like, you don't need to go and say like, you need to be doing cardio like fasted in the morning before you do anything.
Yeah.
And then you need to have like no carbs in meal one, and then you need to have like rice and fish. And then it's like, you don't need to have like a certain specific, like one way to do it just to like gain the muscle or gain whatever, you know, because people just don't know that you need to eat less. You know, that's all that matters. It's like, as in the aspect of losing weight.
I think
you know?
you should definitely still move. Obviously, you know.
Obviously, yeah,
for
but-
cardiovascular reasons too. But the thing is, like growing up and everything, like the whole calorie aspect. So okay, here's an example. If for a whole 24 hours, my maintenance calorie is 2,400 calories, and for a whole 24 hours, I don't eat at all, does my body burn 2,400 calories? Do you get me? Like for the maintenance, right?
So it's like, depending on obviously your activity in the day, it's like your body will burn somewhere in the nature of, yes,
The
2,000
yeah.
to 2,400 calories.
Yeah.
You know, that will happen. But it's like, obviously you'll learn, and like the reason why you don't want people to undereat like so much like that, and why you don't need to like starve yourself in certain ways, is because you'll learn more like how your body will kind of shock itself into thinking that you're not going to get food. And so it'll hold on to like whatever nutrients and everything that it had from your past meals. And then all you're going to do is, instead of losing weight, you're going to just hold on to water weight, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's going to be like a counteracting thing into
Exactly.
you losing weight.
That's
you know?
the whole like kind of yo-yo dieting
Yeah,
aspect
exactly.
of it.
And so it's like the fact that you will still lose that, burn that many calories in the day just from being the weight you are, and move, you know, and having that and holding that and breathing through that all day, you know, like that doesn't change.
Like I bring this up because not only like based off where I work and my job and what I see, and even at Disneyland, right? The whole like people being like severely overweight, like it generally like it, not that it concerns me personally, but I know like how you said, right? About shitty choices, right? But I also feel like there are people are making shitty choices because they don't have that health conscience and that calorie conscious. What you know,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. What you know should be taught, in a regular aspect like every other.
Here's
thing.
a huge example, dude. So my dad, he will diet, right? He'll go on a low carb diet because he likes to do that and he can follow it. But the biggest thing with him that I'll tell him is like, you can have your low carb diet, Dad, but you got to limit like the amount of fats you're doing. If you're gonna do that, like have a couple meals of chicken instead of just doing like the sausage or the patties or whatever you're gonna do. It's like, yes, you will lose weight to an extent because you're cutting out like one of the 3 macronutrients. If you take out carbs or you take out fats, like you will lose weight because you're taking out one of the 3 things your body is getting in everyday life, but when you get to like the realization that, if I'm eating more fat and it's more calories, than if I had just like a little bit of carbs with like a little bit of healthier, like the meat or something like that. It's like if the calories were less and not necessarily just saying like, oh, because I have no carbs, it's like
you can go
it's
up,
fine. It's like it doesn't work that way.
No, and it'll also help like your like plate too. It'll taste better too. Like instead of eating just full on just straight protein, you'll have some carbs too there.
In my dad's head, the low carb diet is what'll help lose the weight.
Yeah.
And it's just that's the part of like the knowledge that people just don't have, of like the stuff, because even he doesn't like to listen to me. Like I'll tell him, like, Pop, you can eat this and that. And And so it's just like it's an old way of thinking, but it's just definitely that's why I mean like when you can just have people taught like this relationship with food can be so much more like simplified, in the sense like
definitely.
Know what? Maybe I just don't eat as much. Maybe I'll be a little healthier, and it's like maybe in this I change the foods I'm eating, into something in my head what's healthy, because you'll find out if you're eating a salad but you toss a bunch of ranch on it, and you're not losing weight. You're like, you know what? Maybe the salad isn't that healthy, Then that's when people take the initiative and like look into it. You're like, why is this so many calories? This and that. It's like, oh, it's the dressing. They change stuff like that up, But it takes that like step for like people to realize
wanting to know. In a sense,
and it's like, but if people are dieting and just thinking like, oh yeah, well if I get this salad over this burger, it's a healthier choice. It's like it's gonna help me lose the weight. And it's like, but it takes the 6 months of them not losing weight and then be like, you know what, maybe there's something wrong with this.
I don't know. I just brought that up just because like I said, what I see at work. I see like little 12-year-old kids like severely overweight, and then I see the parents. Like getting them that food. In my opinion, that's like a fucking form of child abuse, because your kid's gonna be fucking 16 with like diabetic issues or heart problems already.
But dude, I was a big kid. Think about like we were just talking about moms though, and it's like how much they want to like just give their kids everything.
I know.
And it's like think about it in a Mexican household.
So
it's like
imagine if the mom had that information though about the calories.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. It'd be better.
Yeah, it would.
Just put everybody in the 75 hard class.
Call it a day.
Holy shit.
I don't know. Just whoever listening now, if you guys have like struggle with like food or anything like that, definitely do your research. Calories.
Dude.
Like it could be like Drew said it. He said it so perfectly. It could be so fucking simple. Do not overcomplicate it. Because I've overcomplicated and it stresses me the fuck out.
You just stressed me out, bro. Fuck.
Yeah, it's like you can have like all the foods you still like to eat. You can have pizza.
Yeah, exactly.
You can have a candy bar.
Like you said, you were fitting in canes and shit,
dude,
it's
like...
And then people are like, but you still look like that? And people are still asking you for fucking fitness advice, So it's like, you could make it work. But I just wanted to point that out there because I know a few people who struggle with that shit.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Yeah. Any other last minute things you want to say?
I think that was pretty good. We didn't expect to talk about that today. That was a pretty good conversation.
That was a good ass conversation. Be healthy, right? Make good food choices and thank your mother.
Yes, and also, again, so we tried to record this and we weren't recording for the first like 20 minutes. So like we mentioned, we're getting back into it, but we'll get there one of these days. We'll get there. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. We appreciate you guys. I love you, Mom. I love you guys, everybody.
I love you, Mom.
Yeah, everybody love their mothers.
Everybody loves their mothers.
And we hope everybody has a good week. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.